Hey folks, it's Jack from Red Dragon Longsword Academy, and in this week's class we went over the zornhau. So this technique is all done through the hips, much like the schieldhau and the winden. This does require some stimulus and resistance in order to maintain on target. So for instance here I'm doing some solo drills on the pel, so I reduce the amount of hip thrust in order to maintain my target and thrust point control. So you don't just have to use Vomtag to perform this technique. Here I'm using a RAF guard, which worked really well. Obviously the timing is going to be slightly different and the distance, so you do leave yourself a little bit open, so just bear that in mind if you try to use this when trying it out. So let's have a look at the technique and how to perform it. So it's going to be, you're going to keep your hips still, you're going to keep your body still rather, and you're just going to go like that and extend the arm, so it's going from my right to their right. So if you imagine from their left like that, so we're going to go, bam, catch it. So it's pushing their blade out from their strong zone, how it's coming in. And then when you get to this point, you can step forward. But as everything, even if, you know, it's all in small segments, but it's fluid. So when it happens, it's going to be, you're stepping into it. Yeah, it's going to be nice and quick, but obviously for break down the motion, I'm going to do that. So it's bam, catch it, and then you're into it. Just like the zornhau, which is that where we present the short edge to them, so we get around their front edge, if you like. So it's coming down like that. So we're in that defensive stance, whereas this is a nice big push the blade out the way. It's quite a good, quick, nasty strike because it like will just immediately, if they're stepping in, you're going to catch it, bam, like that. What I would say is obviously let that body kind of naturally want to come forward with it. So it's like that into it. Yeah, literally, it literally is the hips. You're going to do that with it. So it's like when we did the thrust. Again, this is why it's like it interconnects with each other because it's all hips. So it's hip, hip, like that. Same, 3 different cuts or 3 different techniques, all powered by that hip. And then that extension with the, I'm going to step forward if I need to alt it, or if I'm just out of reach, it's coming in with it. So like that. Okay, do it nice and slow. So it's going to come in. I'm going to stay where I am, and you can come forward. So if I'm going to go, I'm going to catch it. See, now I've got my center line there, and then I would step in with it, but it would happen at the same time.
The important thing is to catch this.
Yeah. So it's going to be. So if I just deflect it, but I won't thrust. So it's going to be like that. So it's got to be a nice, almost as if we're crumping the thing out the way. So it's, yeah, exactly. So catch it, and then it thrusts in. So it has to be, it's got to be aggressive, hence why we need the jackets on. So you can practice it like we just did then. So break it up into 2. So slap, and then step in. And then when we put the jackets and mask on, it's a slapping. And then we get that flex. You're going to want, obviously, when it comes in, it should, you want that flex in the blade, because if you do get that angle, probably going to hurt a little bit. But from the demonstrations I've seen of it, the blade's a nice big bow because it just happens. So it's catch it, and I'll throw my microphone off there. It's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah, that's just a projectile that I've got. So catch it, and aim for the shoulder. There you go. It is also possible to do this technique from the left. Despite this being a potentially weaker strike, you do end up with crossed arms in a nice strong position. However, your distance is drastically reduced, so stepping in is key here. When we put this method to the test, we noticed that it was much more successful in stopping the opponent's blade. We also stayed on center line more, and we locked their blade in with our schild, giving us really good protection to our hands. So here, yeah.
So why that wouldn't work? You're probably not getting as much hip movement.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah, and I'm kind of getting that.
And I'm putting, I'm not holding back there. I'm putting it good overhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is.
there we have it, folks. Another nice, simple one. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.